That's when I fought for the WBC belt. They called me. They're like, we got an opportunity for you for the WBC belt. But the guy you're fighting is 7-1 with 6 knockouts. I'm like, give him the fucking fight. So I'm prepping. Like I'm training harder than I've ever trained in my life. I'm going to San Antonio for the first half of camp. And then I get back and my coach is like, you're fighting for a WBC belt against a really, really good fight. And this is the first fight where I'm like, there's a comma in my paycheck this time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, I low-key done made it now. So and then they're like, okay, you're not only going to fight for the WBC belt. You're going to fight for the Texas title. You're going to defend your ABF belt, and you're going to fight for another belt on top of that. I'm like, 4 belts in one night? They're like, 4 belts in one night. I'm like, damn. So I told my coach about it. He's like, you're moving into the gym.
And a comma.
And a comma, yeah. So we start training, right? And we're training 5 times a day. Like, bro, like I'm breathing boxing. Like as soon as I sit down, it's time to come back up type training. Like every day I had something to do. Every morning I ran. My coach was on me, and I thank God he was, because that fight, I boxed the best I've ever boxed in my life. And I had a sponsor at the time, Chasing Gains. He meal prepped my entire fight for 4 months for 3 months for free. Didn't charge me for a single meal. So I was buff, I was lean, I was shredded. Like I was at the top of my game. And like up until that point, I hadn't been nervous for a fight since the arena fight, the first ever arena fight. And I was chilling, but like realizing like, damn, I'm fighting for a WBC belt. I'm fighting in a big arena as a co-main event. This is big. And I start to like get in my mind a little bit. My girlfriend's like trying to talk to me and everything. And so we get to the arena and I'm like, I'm nervous. I'm sweating. Like I'm so nervous at the time that my coach is warming me up, and the combinations we done a million times, I'm messing him up. Like I'm not even hitting the pad. I damn near almost hit him. Good thing he got reflex. He said, whoo. I was like, damn, I'm fucking up. And they call our name. I walk out. Then they call his name. He walked out to some gay ass song. Like, all right, like he walked out to the If I Was Your Best Friend by J. Cole.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, what the hell is this? So we fight for 8 rounds. 8 rounds, I'm beating the shit out of him. But I always tell everyone this is the fight that really messed me up. So during that fight, I got hit in the back of the head 17 times.
I remember you telling me that.
And I had to go to the hospital because my head was really bad. My brain had, I hope my brain's not this big. But your brain's that big. My brain doubled in size because I had so much, like, punches to the back of my head.
I remember we was talking about that.
And it was just weird. Like, that whole sequence throughout that night was weird. I remember, the last thing I remember was going to the corner and they were taking my gloves off. And I was like, did I win? And they're like, you won. And I was like, all right, cool. So I blinked and I ended up in the middle of the ring. I was like, what the fuck? And I'm hearing the scorecards and I remember jumping up and be like, yeah, because they said I won by a split decision. And I blinked and I had belts on me and I was like, what the fuck? I blinked again and I was being interviewed. And I'm usually good at interviews, but during this interview, like nothing I said was making sense. It was like, I said something like, I threw the punches, they landed, he threw some punches, they landed too. Like, I was like, it was unfortunate he didn't win, but I'm happy I won. Like, I was saying some retarded ass shit. And then I blinked and I ended up outside of the ring and I was there with my mom, my girlfriend, and everybody. My mom was like, you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. And we're taking pictures and I blinked again. Like, my sponsor, Mac, he's there, my manager's there. He's like, hey, take a picture of Mac real quick. I was like, all right, let me change my hat. He's like, I already changed it. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, well, I got a Mac hat on. Where's my rich friend's hat? So I threw my hat back on. We take pictures. I blinked again. We ended up in the locker room. I had my rich friend's hat back on. And I was like, all right, what the fuck is going on with me? And we're talking. I like rinse off. And I just remember like I was in the shower and I pulled they had like this thing for like you could pull down and sit on it.
Yeah.
I was getting dizzy in the shower and I sat there for like 5 minutes on that bench and I was just like, bro, like something's wrong with me. But I didn't want, like, I don't like doctors or hospitals.
Yeah.
I'm like, I probably just got a headache or something. Or like, I'm just in shock right now, so I'm not gonna say nothing. So, We leave. We go back to the hotel. We go eat at Buffalo Wild Wings. That's the only thing that's fucking open for some reason. And we get back to the hotel. And my girlfriend is asking me, she's like, "You okay?" I'm like, yeah, I'm good. And so the next day comes, I'm feeling a little bit better. Like, I'm not blinking and ending up in random spots no more. Yeah. And we're on the way back, but my head's like hurting and like it's pounding, and it's like probably one of the worst headaches I've ever had in my life. And it's pounding and it's pounding and it's pounding and it's pounding and it's pounding. And what's it called? So we get back. I'm like, my coach is like, when are you gonna be back to train? I was like, shit, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna train again Monday. The first time I trained, I couldn't even make it through the full session. The music and everything was just hurting my head so bad. I went home that night. And then I walked outside the very next morning, and the lights were just too bright for me. My phone was too bright for me. The TV was too bright for me. And then just sitting in the dark by itself just was hurting my head. So I went to the hospital, and I got a bunch of tests ran on me. They told me I think it was a major concussion. And I still had like lumps and bumps all on the back of my head and everything. So I took a 6-month layoff without no training or anything. And I think that fight is the one that kind of messed me up, because after that fight, my fighting style kind of changed. I was a little bit more nervous to gauge and throw more punches and combinations, because every time that he would hit me in the back of the head, the referee would be like, "That's your fault. You went in." I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm going this way. He's gonna hit me right here, not back here. Or we would tie up. We end up tied up, and he just like do quick punches to the back of my head. And he only called the punches on him like one time out of that whole fight.
That was a referee that was always a dick with you?
Nah, this was a different referee. He's the same referee that would ref. He refed Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor's fight.
Yeah, okay.
So everyone already knows that referee's not worth shit.
Yeah.
So I took a 6-month layoff. I got fucking fat. I went from like 135 to like 173.
Yeah.
Yeah.